So with regards to the plane flying over the stadium with the banner, this is not the first time this has happened. Gary Myers on Twitter said one of the barometers Wellington Mara used when evaluating change at the top was whether the fans were still showing up late in the season. Mara always said he could handle the fans booing because it showed they still cared. No shows equaled indifference, and that he couldn't handle. So again, even if we do the no-show thing, that doesn't, I don't think Mara would consider selling the team. I don't know how bad it would have to get. Because, I mean, you look at even Wellington Mara going through that stretch from 64 to 80, right? So that's why this right here is history, is history repeating itself. Myers goes on to say that the appearance of an airplane with a message for John Mara reminds me of the 1978 game at Giants Stadium versus the Cardinals when a plane carried the message, 15 years of lousy football, we've had enough. After that season, Andy Robustelli retired as director of football operations and coach John McVay was fired. George Young was hired as GM. He hired Ray Perkins, who later brought in Bill Parcells. Will history repeat itself? So the plane, as much as people are pointing to it and laughing and saying, look, the Giants are a laughing stock, we're dumpster fire, blah, blah. God damn. It's almost like a beacon of hope. It's almost like, and we know how much the Maras and myself appreciate Giants history. We're in the 100th year of the Giants franchise. What a time to make a massive sea change momentum shift in the organization. And you do it by sweeping it clean. We do exactly what Wellington Mara did after 1978. You bring in your version of George Young as GM. Ray Perkins, not the greatest hire, but hey, did go to the playoffs in 81. But it eventually leads to DC, Bill Parcells, head coach. Bill Belichick rises up with him. Bill Belichick with special teams. He becomes defensive coordinator. So what happened after that night? I mean, I gave you the abridged version of what happened after that 1978 season, but Dan Duggan gave a little bit of exposition about it as well, saying John Mara's father, Wellington, and his cousin Tim were engaged in a bitter conflict that caused a stalemate on a general manager hire. NFL Commissioner Pete Rozelle was forced to intercede, presenting George Young as a compromise candidate for the feuding Maras. Wellington Mara relinquished control of football operations when Young took over. What followed was a 20-year run that restored the franchise's glory with 2 Super Bowl titles. Things aren't quite that bleak now, but we've had the second worst record in the NFL since 2017. So we need someone to intercede. Is essentially what I'm saying. The NFL commissioner was forced to intercede. Pete Rozelle was forced to intercede after the 78 season. Now, do I see Roger Goodell interceding? Is he even allowed to intercede? I feel like that 1978, that was just like a gentleman's agreement. And like there have been rules and laws instituted since then and passed to prevent that from happening, to give favoritism to one team. But Roger Goodell, you're not a very well-liked person. Please intercede. Could you intercede with the Giants and help them find a general manager? That'd be great.